So, how did the Green Party do in the UK general election? We're going to look at the seats that they've gained, the seat that they hold, and the percentage of the share that they got at this general election. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an analysis here on Sky News, obviously sharing the election data here, and we're going to be looking at the Green Party, the seats that they've gained, the seats that they held. Could they have gained more? Let's have a look, gander, guys. But before I do, if you can, please hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. So right here, guys, there is still one or two undecided at the time of this recording, but they're seats that aren't really seats that Greens are going to gain, in my opinion. But obviously, this is the overall numbers there in terms of the majority and losses there. In terms of seats there, as you can see, only 3 seats are left to declare there at the top there. A turnout is roughly 60% of -7.4. But we look at the vote share here. Obviously, I've already talked about some of the other parties, but here let's talk about the Green Party. So the Greens came 5th with 6.8% of the vote share, a plus 4.1% there. So they gained a much bigger vote share than SNP, Plaid Cymru, and even other independent parties there. Still very much behind the Lib Dems and Reform in terms of percentage share, but it is still a good thermometer for the Green Party. It was a great night for them, I would say. Their objective was to hit 4 seats, to have 4 seats, gain 3, and at least hold their Brighton Pavilion, and they have done that without a shadow of a doubt. Here is the map again for those who haven't seen it. So obviously, Brighton Pavilion, Bristol Central, Wyvern Valley there, and Hertfordshire North. Those are the 4 Green seats they've gained there. So, what are my initial thoughts about the Greens? So, I mean, I've talked about how much I actually like what they're saying. Excuse me. The manifesto was very appealing to me. They've called for a ceasefire on Gaza pretty much since the start of what happened on October the 7th. They've been very clear about their objections. They've been very clear that they wanted to raise taxes to millionaires and billionaires by 1% and 2% respectively. They have a lot of very good green policies as well within that as well, and they wanted to basically raise funds to basically put more back into public services, and I think that's really, really important. So let's just see some of that voter share here. So obviously Brighton Pavilion here, obviously one held by Caroline Lucas, who is no longer an MP now. Very sad to see her go, but we've got some new faces that will be stepping up for the Green Party here. So the Greens held on to this one. The electorate of 75,722, turnout of 69.2%, and with a majority of 14,290 there. So this is the percentage in numbers there. Very, very strong here for the Green Party. 55% of the vote share going towards them. That's very, very strong there. Slight loss of -2, but and a bit of a gain there for Labour there with plus 5.1%. However, there whatever percentage of vote share the Conservatives had will lose. There was a slight gain there for Reform and Lib Dems there in terms of the percentages of vote share. Shane Berry there with 28,809 votes gained compared to Tom Gray, who only had 14,519. Miles behind him is Sarah Webster of the Conservatives with 3,975 there. So very much a Brighton Pavilion here, very much a very strong hold. However, many of the places around it, if I just show you back here again, despite that though, Brighton Pavilion still lots of Brighton, Kemp Town is still Labour. Areas around it are still very much a very quite mixed bag there. So there's some Lib Dems, Labour, and there's 1 or 2 odd Conservatives around there. So it's a very much a mixed bag around that area. This was the one that I really wanted to happen, and it did happen. Out of anything that was going to happen with the Greens Party, this is the seat that I really wanted. And thank God, screw you, Best for Britain, who wanted the Labour candidate to win here. Them and their rigged tactical vote, as far as I'm concerned here. Green gains from Labour. And by the way, for anyone who was backing Best for Britain, they wanted people to vote for the Labour candidate instead of the Green candidate, which is nonsense, really. But thank God that's been proven wrong. The Greens gained this one from Bristol Central. They've been pushing hard for this one for a very long time. 70,000 electorate here, a majority of 10,000. Majority of 10,000, turnout of 61.7%, so a good turnout as well here. But we can see here 56.6% of the vote share, so more than half of the percentage of the vote share voted Green in Bristol Central. That's how big of an impact that they have had here. Absolutely fantastic here for them. A massive dent here to Labour here, 32.6%, loss of minus 25.9%. Conservatives got a loss of chunk there as well. A slight gain for Reform and Lib Dems there, but you can see Carla Denyer there, 24,539 votes for her, to Debonair for the Labour Party with 14,132. She's gone. Carla is now a Green MP. She's been, if you've been watching obviously the debates, I think she's been absolutely outstanding. I think she's going to be a great voice in the House of Parliament, so it's great to have her in the House of Commons, that is for sure. So I'm absolutely delighted of this result. Another result that I'm very pleased for the Green Party here, Wyvern Valley. Greens gained from the Conservatives here, a majority of 5,593, so not as big as Carla's, but still a big a majority nonetheless. 64,000 there, and turnout of 76.2%. The Green share got 41.7% of the 41%. Losing my voice. 41.7% of the vote share there, plus 32.4% for there. Massive chunk there for minus 31 of 9 of the Conservatives. They still came second with 30.3%, but you can see there as well, very important impact there. Reform, 15.9% of the vote share. They took quite a chunk there. Labour there also lost a big chunk, lost a chunk there, 9.2% of 9.4 there. Lib Dems also lost there, but Greens focused in there and definitely won there, and you can see there in the voter shares there. Adrian Ramsey, co-leader of the Green Party along with Carla. They're both now MPs now, so they both get to represent in the House of Parliament. With 20,467 votes. Richard Rout with 14,874 there for the Conservatives, and Scott Huggins with 7,779 for Reform. So falling fourth in that one there for Labour there. So now a seat there for the Green Party. And then finally, the last green gain there. Hertfordshire North here, they had Greens gain from the Conservatives here with a majority of 5,894 here. So four MPs for Greens now in the House of Parliament. It's an electorate of 70,000 here. Turnout of 71.7%. A good turnout they had here in this constituency. 43.2% of the vote share went towards them, a plus 34.4 for there. The Conservatives had 31.5% of the vote share, but you can see massive loss there of minus 31. Reform obviously having an impact there as well. I've talked in a separate video about Reform, about the impact they're having. 16% of the vote share went towards Reform. Labour and the Lib Dems both got hammered here in terms of voter numbers there. Many people cast their vote towards the Green Party here. So Green MP Elling Charles there with 21,736 of the votes compared to Bill Wiggins of the Conservatives there of 15,842. Andrew Dye there with 8,000 coming third. Labour once again fourth in this constituency there. So the Greens are going to be having an impact like Reform. They're going to have a voice now within the Houses of Parliament again. Again, you can see the voter share 6.8% there. So what does this mean? Obviously, this means that Greens now have a bigger voice. It means that more the mainstream media has to talk about the Green Party because there's MPs in it. They can't be ignored. You can't just ignore them like Reform. Reform have obviously had the main media to back them. But Lib Dems, obviously, we'll talk about them in another video. But for Greens, this is a major gains for them. They have come a long way, but it's about them continuing that progress. Obviously, the impact on Gaza, a lot of people will say that the impact on what's happened on Gaza has helped Greens. I've absolutely no doubt about that, but that's had an impact on it too. But there's a lot of things of what they've done on a local level that has played an impact into into what they've done, and they focused on specific seats, which Reform has done the exact same thing as well, as target specific seats. And you can see that targeting those key seats obviously has helped them, and they've taken advantage of a dysfunctional Conservative Party. But they are going to be the opposition party nonetheless, the Conservatives. But it was a great night for the Greens, and it's about now them building on this, being able to, like the other parties, make their voice heard, hold the Labour government to account on any and as much things as they possibly can, because that's really, really important. But wanted to know, what do you guys think of the Green Party? What do you think about the impact that they have had there? 6.8% of the vote share that they gained. What do you guys make of some of the new MPs? What do you think the impact that they will have? Let me know your thoughts and more about them in the comment section down below. But just before you go, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. And subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p. Or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.